So the classic sew-in is probably one of the quickest services that you can do, and you can earn about $100 to $300. We're going right into this. That's just a basic foundation. It's not going to be seamless or anything. I just did a good braid down. It doesn't have to be super neat or anything, but the key thing that I want you to take away is you want to sew the hair in the way that you want it to flow. So if you want it to fall in front of the eye, you're going to have to curve it around so that it will fall in front of the eye. Just keep that in mind, okay? So that first track was sewn up under the braid. The next track goes directly on top of the braid, and I just go back and forth. The next track will go under, when you're going across the back. Of course, on the sides, it's going on top of the braid. There's no way to go underneath. Unless you're folding the corners on the side, you're going to tuck it underneath that braid and then come back around. You see what I mean? You see how that corner is tucked in on the side there? Sometimes I double my tracks, sometimes I don't. It just depends on how thick the hair is, how many bundles they're going to be sewing in. But if you sew under the braid and then on top of a braid, going back and forth, you would be able to fit a lot of bundles in that way. Here's what I mean by sew in the way you want the hair to flow. So I brought the tracks around to the front so they can swoop over her eye. And I'm really not even going to cut that bang, because when I curl it tight enough, it's just going to fall out the way, but still give you that sultry, sexy look over the eye. So as I tilt her head down, you can see more of what I mean by, sewing it in the way that you want it to flow. I'm sewing it, curving around to the front, and then I'm going to go back around, the other way. But that's my main focus right now. I always ask my client, are you feeling okay? Does your head, feel okay? Is it too tight anywhere? Just let me know now before, you go home and you're uncomfortable. You just ask several times throughout the install if their head feels okay, if it's too tight or anything. Ugh, sorry about this, y'all. It's out of focus, I'm sorry. So now we're about to get to the styling part. I'm going to take her leave out down, which was the perimeter that I had braided up. I know y'all probably thought, oh, that was a sloppy braid, but it wasn't a part of the install. It was just braiding it to get it out of the way. That's actually her perimeter, so she will be able to pull this up. So it's going to be a classic sew-in, but it's versatile. I have minimum layout. I'm sorry, I can't talk. Minimum leave out. So she can pull it back, pull it up. Even with that side part, she still could pull it up in a bun, because there's enough leave out to cover all the way around. It doesn't even take a lot. If you measure on your finger an inch of leave out all the way around, usually that's enough. Unless their hair is really thin, then you need to leave out a little bit more. As you do more sewing, you'll be able to gauge how much hair you should leave out. And always ask, do you plan on pulling this up? Do I need to leave hair out? Because you don't want them to get all the way home and be like, I want to pull it in a ponytail, but I can see tracks. I am using a 1 1/3 barrel, I believe, from Conair. I actually ordered this off of Amazon. Of course, if you still use Marcel's, you always get a better curl. We were just doing this for tutorial purposes, so I wasn't gonna break out the stove. But if you really want some long-lasting curls, um, you either need a smaller iron so you can do tighter curls and they can just fall over time, or get you some Marcel's, honey, and the heat will lock in those curls. And here we go. The finished look. She real cute. She cute anyway. But I just love this classic style. And I'm telling you, if you market yourself correctly, let's say you did 2 to 3 a day, that's $100 to $500-$600 a day, depending on what you charge. Based on maybe $150. If you're adding a shampoo in with that, it could go up to $200. It just depends on, your prices and your location. Well, it doesn't even matter about location. It's your talent, baby, that they're paying for. Your time. Look at that. It's just cute. Hey, girl. I'm just laying the edges down with my good old wooden edge brush. And I sanitize that brush after each client.